Okay, let's start the class without wasting much of time. Some students are still not able to adjust to the 4 sessions in a week. ત્યાં તો આજે 5 સેશન આવી ગયા. ઓહો. So but you will have to adjust it because we do not have any other option available with us because we are lagging behind a bit in terms of syllabus too. This is online, so I need to every faculty members in fact need to put more efforts in teaching quality because some of the students might not be available, some of the students might not be getting it. We are little insecure about the things that whether students are getting it or not, so we try to put more efforts here, and that happens with every faculty members, I think. Okay, let's move to the file which I had circulated last time around. This is how it was looking like. I had given you some of the basic idea about the cells, the Excel Outlook. I have already stated to all of you that these 3-4 lectures are going to be the foundation stone for you as far as the advanced Excel knowledge is concerned, because I am not going to repeat those things over there क्योंकि उस समय पे बाहुबली वाला काम करेंगे तो फिर चिंटू चिंटू वाला काम अभी ही निपटा देते हैं. Okay, so we were here last time around. I guess there was some disconnection from my side, and last 10 to 15 minutes I couldn't convey effectively. In fact, I was conveying it effectively, but you were not there to listen because there was a disconnection. और मेरा पोपट हो गया, मैं इधर हल्लू 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 बोल रहा था और मुझे मालूम भी नहीं कि बच्चे इधर सुन भी नहीं रहे हैं क्योंकि बच्चे तो है ही नहीं. So I am repeating those things that I had done in the last 10 minutes. Last time around. I was going through for first I need to share my screen as well. Sorry. So, oops. I'm audible, right? If one person can just give me a confirmation.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Thank, thank you. Okay, so last time where I was going through the various, methods of doing the summation in the Excel, various ways of doing the summation in the Excel, I had gone through with the first one that was the manual addition. Now, manual addition can be manual subtraction too, multiplication, division too. You can add one cell with another. You can subtract one cell from another. It will automatically fetch the values of it. Say if I want to do the manual summation, so I will start doing it. I will add this cell plus this cell plus the third one and so on. I will keep on adding the things for which I need the summation. Very simple way, understood by everyone. No need to repeat it again. There was another way which was using the SUM function. There is SUM function in the Excel which also gives you the summation of the range of the data, but there has to be a constant and continuous range to use this function, right? So equal to, I have selected the entire data, closing the bracket of summation, pressing the enter, you have the summation again. The third way we had to do the summation was to use the AutoSum function, which is an inbuilt function of Excel, is there in the Home tab. And to see the icons of Home tab properly, clearly, I need to use the magnifier so that my students will be able to get it in a better manner. Just give me 30 seconds. Okay. So what was the step number one if I want to do the auto summation of anything? The step number one was to, you may select the data, you may not select the data. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Even if you do not want to select the data, it will automatically fetch certain range. Now here Excel will be little smart enough to know that, which way it should do the summation, whether horizontally or vertically. So here if you go to the Home tab, and in the Home tab, if you can click on this auto sum, there are various other functions as well in that too. Let me select the sum here. So it has already taken the range of it. See, But if you do not want to take this range, you may anyway change it, right? Because that is still selected. You may select the range of the data as per your requirement. Press enter, and you won't have to do it again and again. That's the beauty of Excel. You will have to just copy that where summation formula is inserted and select entire data where you want to paste this formula. Press enter, and you have summation for all the students. So one thing which you have marked over here is, which you should mark over here is, that the range of the data is getting shifted automatically. Now here comes the next topic. I will go to that. There was a fourth way as well. That was a shortcut key. That was alt equal to. So if anyone wants to write it down in the book, or if they want to type it in one Excel file, which they want to keep it as the reference material, alt equal to. So where you'll have to press it, where there is an open space in the open cell, CLL. In that cell where you want the summation, you will press alt equal to. So the range is again selected automatically. Pressing enter, copy that and paste it to other cells where you want to again use this formula, enter it, and you have the summation of all the marks. Okay, now here comes my next question. Everyone please understand this. This is very basic concept as far as the Excel is concerned, but many of the students are still not aware about it. Now you will answer me first, starting from the first step. How can I find the percentage of marks here? If you can let me know. Anyone can unmute yourself and let me know. How can I find the percentage here? What I should do? Step number 1. Very simple question.
Total.
Total is done. Now
Divide by the number of subjects.
divided by the number of subjects. Okay, so that would be 6.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm giving you one more trick over here. That is the nested function. You may use another function in the formula itself. Now say in the division I want to write 6. You may manually write 6. That's fine. Perfectly okay. No one is stopping you to do so. Or you may link the cell where 6 is written. So say here I have written 6, and if I want to link that cell as a division, so what I can do? I can select the cell where total is written, that is 531, divided by this cell, that is J2. That is one way. Or I may count the cells which should be there as a division. So I can use the function called count over here, COUNT, opening the bracket, and select the range of the data for which you want the count from language 1 to social. Close the bracket. So what we have done over here, in the denominator you have used a different formula to count it, right? So that is called the nested function. I mean, one function in another function. So those sort of a logical things as well we are going to do in the advanced Excel. And at one level we will go into 5 to 6 functions in one function. You just start with if, but 5 to 6 if and various other functions will be coming in that formula syntax and structure. So this is how you can do it. Press enter, then also you will get average. Now what can I do? This is the average mark I have got. This is not the percentage. I want the percentage sign as well to be inserted along with that. You said I did, but still there is a 10% left, and that is percentage sign to be inserted. Who will tell me?
In home button.
In home button. Okay, अब देखना हाँ कहाँ पे मिस्टेक हो रही है ना, मैं बताऊंगा. हाँ, इन होम बटन, फिर ये वाला सिलेक्ट कर लो परसेंटेज, दिस वन.
यस.
ओके, जैसे ही क्लिक किया तो क्या हो गया परसेंटेज देखो. 8850 percentage. Do you want this many percentages for the student? Yes or no?
No.
No, sir.
No. So why this sort of a things is happening? What is the problem? Why we are not getting the percentage?
Sir, we got the percentage for about 8, that the total average we got. It's not the percentage of all the subjects we did.
Mm-hmm.
Sir,
Okay.
computer is
Yes,
multiplying 100 with the value that we have input in the cell.
very true. So when you insert the sign of percentage, no, or wherever you change the format of data from numbers to percentage, it will automatically multiply it with 100 and then it will give you the answer in percentage. See, percentage is nothing but the decimals only. That's what I was telling to you in the financial management too. If I have 0.5, that means it is 50 percentage. So for that, I must have the data in decimals. So here, what can I do? Now, equal to 531. Let me divide it by 600. So I press enter and I have the percentage now, because now Excel has multiplied it with 100 automatically. It has given us the percentage. Now, see, if I again change this format, no, please check it over here. From the percentage here in the number section, please note it down. If I go to the number, it is nothing but 0.89 only. I can increase the decimals and decrease the decimal as per my requirement. Say if I increase the decimal, that is coming at 0.8850. Doing the average is perfectly fine. You can find the percentage by that way. Nothing wrong in that. But thing is, but when you will apply the percentage sign and if you change the format of the data, Excel automatically multiplies that with 100 and it gives you the answer. So there has to be the data in decimals. When I write 0.1, that is nothing but 10 percentage only. So now some of the concepts of financial management where I was using those percentages in decimals instead of percentages, it should be clear to you. Very basic mathematics is there, but people make mistake over there. Okay, so 0.88, I'm not supposed to do it now. So what I can do, I can have a double click at the right hand side corner and I'll be having the decimals for every marks of every student. Now I want to adopt a second way for this. Now try to please understand that. The second way is I have say 600 written over here. That is the total maximum marks available. Now equal to 531 divided by 600. If I do, press enter. Now what should I do? I'm not supposed to do it again and again, right? Yes or no? I can just have a copy this and then I can select the data and paste it to other cells. But there is an error. Even if you do the double click over here, right inside corner box, there would still be an error. Now, can someone tell me what is the reason behind this error? That is my second
You
topic.
instead dollar sign.
Because the
We
totals
have
are
copied
different.
all the functions in all the.
I couldn't understand any. One by one, please.
Instead
Sir,
of
we
a
have
dollar
copied
sign.
the one function.
We have.
Copied the function of that first cell in all the cells.
So that's what we were doing earlier as well. But till now it was giving
But
us the answer. But
But sir, you
but
should add
earlier
a
the
dollar
totals are
sign before this so that it keeps that as constant.
okay. So if I go to this cell, no, I can have a double click to go inside the cell, or I may press F2 to go inside the cell and check it what is there. So if I double click or press F2, please please write it in your book. You may note it down. F2 to go inside the cell. So I can see this is the formula which is inserted. That is I4 divided by J2. If I go to the second one and press M2, see the formula is I5 divided by J3. Now, yes, for total, I want this range to be shifted. 531, 493, 457, 503, 456. Yes, understood, sir. For this total, I wanted this range to be shifted. But for the maximum number of marks, I do not want this range to be shifted. This has to be 600 only. Otherwise, I'll not be getting the marks over percentage over there. So that means some of this range needs to be changed. For some of the parameters, range shall be constant or fixed. For that, I need to go between j and 2. I need this j2 to be fixed. And if I'll not make it fixed or constant, I will not be able to get the right answers. So how can I fix it? If anyone is aware about it?
With a dollar sign.
With dollar sign. Very true. Dollar sign can be inserted. Absolutely fine. Now, if you do not want to insert the dollar sign manually, you can press F2. Where you will have to press F2? J और 2. J और 2 ये दोनों के बीच में जाके उन दोनों का डाइवोर्स करना है. क्या करना है? डाइवोर्स करना है. तो दोनों हो गए अलग. J के भी आगे डॉलर आ गया, 2 के भी आगे डॉलर आ गया. We have the J2 fixed now. The dollar sign is inserted between these alphabets and numbers. Press enter. That means that cell is fixed now. I do not want to fix that I4 because that needs to be shifted. Only 600 needs to be constant, right? So I'm pressing the enter again. I'm copying it and I can paste it to other cells, or I may have a double click on the right hand side corner box, Control V, and you have the decimals over here. So if you again go to that formula, no, that is I6 divided by J2. Here as well, I6 divided by J2. What did we do? We went to that J and 2 in between. हम उस दोनों के बीच में गए, उन दोनों की जोड़ी को हमने ब्रेक कर दिया. हमने वहां पे जाके F4 प्रेस किया तो क्या हो गया? डाइवोर्स हो गया. और हमें तो बहुत मजा आता है लोगों के डाइवोर्स करने में. तो J और 2 दोनों हो गए अलग अलग. Pressing the enter, and now you can copy and paste it to other cells. You have the answers. So what we have learned here is there are two types of referencing. I'll give you some time. Do not worry. I'll give you 1 or 2 minutes to perform this task. There are two types of referencing. One is relative referencing. Relative referencing. And second one is absolute referencing. Absolute referencing. Now we are giving a reference of one cell to another. Say what we have done, we have given the reference over here, right? We have said that, say Mr. Excel, what you will have to do? You will have to just divide that cell with 531, as simple as that. I have told it to Excel and Excel would be doing. So I have given the reference of these two cells over here. But in this reference as well, there are two types. One is relative, where the range is getting shifted. So I4 is the relative referencing, but J2 is the absolute referencing because J2 will not be changed. So wherever I'll be copying this formula and pasting it, J2 will remain same only because J2 is fixed now. So once you copy and paste the formula again, only the relative referencing will change, but absolute reference will not change. Very simple. Okay, now what can I do? I can select this. I wanted the percentage sign to be inserted. There are two ways. From the home tab, you may go to the format section and select the percentage from here. That is one way. If you want that to be in fraction, you can do it from here as well. There are formats of data: short dates, long dates, currency, various other. And there is one more way. That is, here we have the percentage sign. Below that, in the numbers section, press on that, increase the decimal, and you have the percentages inserted. I hope it's absolutely clear to everyone. Any doubt till now? Now how can you? Yes beta, बताइए.
Sir, no doubt.
Sir,
हाँ बेटा बताइए.
sir, can you repeat relative and absolute referencing in just brief manner?
Okay. So see, if I divide this 531 by 600, no? Now, normally what could I do? I could have done 531 divided by 600. Now, what is the problem with that is, let me delete this. The problem with that is, if I copy that formula and paste it to other, no, it is giving me errors. Now, the problem behind this error is, see, if I go inside this cell, the formula is I5 divided by J3. So 493 is correctly taken, but this J3 is not correctly taken, no. Because we do not want J3, we want this J2 to be fixed. We want it to be divided only by 600 in every circumstances, in every situations. J2 needs to be same, needs to be constant, needs to be fixed. I do not want J3, J4 or J5 or J6. It has to be J2 only, otherwise we'll not get the percentage, because 600 will not change in the formula. So what can I do? I can go to the first one. Between J and 2, let's do the divorce by pressing F4. दोनों हो गए अलग, हमने कर दिया एंटर, 0.885 आ गया, इसको हमने किया कंट्रोल सी, फिर कंट्रोल सी के बाद नीचे नीचे जाके कंट्रोल वी कर दिया. You have the answers for everyone. I hope you have got it now, surely. And if not, you can again let me know. I can again do this if you want to.
Sir, this is relative or absolute?
Good. So here I4 is the relative and this J2 is the absolute. Got it? Why J2 is absolute? Because that is fixed. J2 will remain same. So J2 reference we have given, no, that is the absolute reference. But I4 reference we have given, that is the relative reference, because I4 will convert into I5, I5 will convert into I6, I6 will convert again next time into I7. So it is getting its range shifted. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. So all those cells which will in the formula which will change its range, that kind of a referencing is regarded as the relative references, and where we want those cells to be fixed, those references will be regarded as the absolute references. Now that will be helpful when we'll be inserting some big formulas, where we'll be giving the link to 15, 20, 30 number of cells, and some of the cells needs to be fixed, because that will remain constant in the formula. So all those certain things we'll have to take care. We'll see that, no worry. So I hope everyone has got the fundamental understanding of it. Now let's move to some of the functions which I feel are very important one. Like just now I have done the count in the similar fashion and manner. There are maximum, minimum, count as well, average as well, standard deviation too. So all such sort of a basic statistical functions. Let's start doing it. Just give me 1 second.
Excuse me.
Yes, beta, बताइए.
Did this function is equal to the absolute function, and then I had put the percentage sign from the home tab. The values in the bar in the whole range, it directly changed to the rounded off values. Supposing if it was 88.5, the answer directly came as 89%. The second was 82.17, then it remained as 82%. What should we do if we don't want them to round it off?
Okay, so by default only we don't want to do any round off, right?
Yes, sir.
So in that case, okay, so in that case, if I go to the home tab and in percentage, now there are certain more number formats, if you can see from here.
Yes, sir.
More number formats. In more number formats, there would be percentage as well. And in that percentage, you can increase the decimal places from here. Here it is by default 2. You may increase it to 3 or 4. So it will give you in higher decimal places.
Okay,
Getting
sir.
it?
Yes, sir. It is available, visible.
Okay, good.
Thank you,
Good.
sir.
So it has given me more decimals. Okay, okay. So this is how you can do. And now let's go to those functions which are very important. I'll give you
Excuse me,
some.
sir.
Yes, yes, please, beta, bataiye.
Sir, I tried increasing the decimal as well, but it's still rounding it off.
It's still rounding up.
Yes.
See, first you'll have to select the data, then you should do it, right? Try it again.
Um, okay. It's still the same, sir. It's getting rounded up.
Okay. Even if you would increase the decimal, still it is rounding up.
Yes.
Oh, how there can be? I'm not able to see. There are two ways. One, you can increase the decimals from here, as I've done over here, and or by default you may increase the decimal sizes, as that girl had said to me. From here, that is more number formats. And if you do it, it must come. I guess there would be some selection problem in your data worksheet. Please check it again. It should come.
Okay, sir. I'll try.
Yes, I think there would be some problem from your side. It should come. It must come. Okay, we are still into very basics, don't worry. Now once that is done, say if I want to find the maximum from this, but this is very chintu chintu kind of a data, and if you're trying to find the maximum from this chintu chintu kind of a data, I can manually grow from 1 to 2, second, third, and fourth, and I can say, oh sir, I can find this 92 is the maximum. But when the data will be too large, at that time what we will do, there is the function called max that stands for the maximum. There are maxif, maxa. Do not worry, we will go to those functions as well. Those are certain text functions. So say max, open the bracket, then select the range of the data for which you want the maximum. Now range of the data will start from 90 to 87. Close the bracket, press the enter, but there is a percentage format by default. Let me change it to the number format. So it comes 92. Right? Now, again, I'm not supposed to insert this formula again and again. Just copy it and paste it to other cells where I want the maximum number of marks scored by every student. So from 92, 96, 86, 96, we have got all number of marks. Now this one is which referencing? Who will tell me? C5H5, C6H6, C7H7. Which type of referencing we have given here? Very true, relative referencing. जहां जहां पे भी सेल का डेटा चेंज हो रहा है वो वाला रिलेटिव रेफरेंसिंग है. Okay. Now one more way. Now see here borders are not inserted. बीच बीच में कहीं कहीं पे ऐसी चीज मुझे आएगी कि formatting related या फिर shortcuts के related. I will keep on telling this to you. From 92 to 81, if I want to select the data up to the last cell of the active data range, I can select shift control down arrow. I hope one way I can do is I can insert the borders from here by going to that section. Let me use the multi magnifier again. Okay, one way I can go to the home tab. Yes, please.
Sir, when we use that control shift plus down arrow, it takes us to the bottom of Excel.
Okay, so how many times you have pressed it? Only one time you will have to do. From 92?
Yes, sir. Only one time I
From
have pressed.
92?
But sir, I think the border is not there, so that might be the reason. That might be the reason for that.
Right. There has to be data for this, no? So first you need to copy this. अच्छा, उसके लिए भी मेरे पास है ना एक आपके पास शॉर्टकट की है. मैं बताऊं कैसे. 92 के बाद अगर तुम डायरेक्ट ऐसा पूछ रहे हो कि अभी मैं कंट्रोल शिफ्ट डाउन एरो करता हूं तो एकदम नीचे तक पहुंच गया. ऐसा बता रहे हो ना?
Yes, sir.
हाँ, समझ गया मैं। अब है ना, इसके लिए हमारे पास, क्योंकि हम तो जुगाड़ करने वाले लोग हैं, तो हमने जुगाड़ फाइंड कर लिया। हम क्या करेंगे, बाजू वाले में चले जाएंगे। अपना बाजू वाले को यूज करके हम नीचे पहुंच जाएंगे, कंट्रोल डाउन एरो। अब हम फिर से अपने वाले में आ जाएंगे। अब क्या प्रेस करेंगे बताओ? बताओ।
Control right arrow.
Upward.
तो राइट हैंड साइड पे जाएगा। हाँ
Upward arrow.
हाँ, कंट्रोल शिफ्ट अपवर्ड एरो। तो नीचे से ऊपर तक पहुंचे। अब कंट्रोल, अब एंटर कर दो। कौन मना कर रहा है? अब ये तो छोटू छोटू सा डेटा है, तो आप क्या कर सकते हो यहाँ पे तो आपने एक बार फॉर्मूला इंसर्ट किया ना, तो इसको कॉपी करके फिर आप नीचे नीचे तक सिलेक्ट करोगे। बट दिस इज छोटू सा डेटा। बट इफ इट इज नॉट छोटू सा डेटा, इफ इट इज बड़ू सा डेटा एंड 1000 नंबर ऑफ कॉलम्स एंड रोज आर देयर, तो फिर आप ऐसे नीचे 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 जाते जाओगे, जाते जाओगे, जाते जाओगे, फिर सो जाओगे। फिर मुझे डांटोगे कि सर आपने ये क्या सिखा दिया, हम तो सिलेक्ट ही नहीं कर पा रहे हैं। फिर आप कंट्रोल पेज डाउन भी करो, फिर भी धीरे धीरे जा रहा है। 1000 नंबर ऑफ डेटा होगा तब क्या होगा? अब हमने जुगाड़ फाइंड कर लेना है। बाजू वाले में जाओ, बाजू वाले का यूज करके नीचे चले जाओ। ये यूज कर लेना कितना खराब लगता है ना, बट अभी क्या करें, मेरे पास कोई ऑल्टरनेटिव वर्ड नहीं है। फिर यहाँ पे आ जाओ, फिर कंट्रोल शिफ्ट अप एरो प्रेस करो। अब एंटर कर दो। तो दूसरों की सीढ़ी यूज करके हमने खुद के सक्सेस की सीढ़ी बना दी। विवेक बिंद्रा का एक ये था पहला। ही वाज लाइक, it's sometimes what happens, the originality and uniqueness does not matter. Even if you have the originality and uniqueness, but someone else comes and duplicates it at a larger scale, your idea will be gone. And that fellow who comes up with the more capital, and he will distribute the resources, the huge resources, your idea will not be there. So that's what happens. Okay. So we have this now. This was my maximum, so I'm writing maximum. Everyone would be doing it same way. Everyone please do the minimum. Then we will do the average. For minimum, we have the function of min, opening the bracket, and select the range of the data for which we want the minimums. Just for the practice, nothing to worry about. 90 to this 87, closing the bracket, pressing enter. From the first one to the last one. अब क्या करेंगे, कौन बताएगा? नीचे जाना हो तो अब भी मैंने बताया। क्या करूं मैं पहले? What should I do? दूसरों की सीढ़ी यूज करते कि नहीं करते हैं? अच्छा, दूसरों की सीढ़ी में जाते हैं, उनकी सीढ़ी यूज करके नीचे पहुंच जाते हैं, फिर बाजू वाले में आ जाते हैं, अपने वाले में कंट्रोल शिफ्ट अप एरो कर देते हैं, प्रेसिंग एंटर। Giving you 1 minute to do the average. Once you do the average, then you will do SD. People would be like, sir, what is SD? SD stands for the standard deviation. Standard deviation. People would be like, sir, we are not aware about it conceptually. I will coming to that. Don't worry. Don't worry. I am coming to that. हो जाए तो बताना। जो लोग स्क्रीन के सामने देख रहे हैं मेरे भाइयों, थोड़ा सा करने की कोशिश करो। लैपटॉप निकाल लीजिए, धूल लग गई हो तो थोड़ा सा साफ कर दीजिए। हमें करना है बैठे बैठे। Is it done? If someone
Yes,
can give me a
sir.
confirmation.
Yes, sir.
Good. For standard deviation is equal to STD EV. Now STD EV, my first one is population, second one is sample. Now say if you are doing the standard deviation for the entire population, then you will select it for P. But you have fetched one sample from the population and you want the standard deviation of that sample, then you will start with STDEVS. Now first try to understand what is the standard deviation. Standard deviation is the measurement of volatility. Now standard deviation is something which is, squaring the difference from the average. From average आपका difference कितना है? अगर जिनकी रेंज बहुत ज्यादा होगी ना, मिनिमम और मैक्सिमम की, उनका स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन ज्यादा आ सकता है. और वो कितना फ्लक्चुएट कर रहे हैं, ऊपर नीचे कितना हो रहा है. Now standard deviation is a sign of a risk, which I had already stated to all of you last time around as well in the financial management. Those shares which are having the higher standard deviation, those shares are considered to be risky shares because their fluctuation is very high. So standard deviation is the parameter to find the fluctuation between the data. So how volatile the data is. Those people who are fluctuating much are a little bit more risky. If you are doing it for the entire population, then you may use the STDEVP. But if you are doing it only for the sample from the population, then you may use STDEVS. Here we have the entire population. I mean, 6 subjects are there only. Only 6 subjects are there. We haven't taken the 6 from 15 subjects and we are finding it for the standard deviation of it. No. Only 6 subjects are there. So it is the entire population. So STDEVP numbers. Now again, you will have to just select the range of the data, nothing else. Starting from the first one, that is language 1. Language 1 to the last one. Do not select the total. Closing the bracket, pressing enter. So you got the standard deviation of 2.2. We are not supposed to do it again. नीचे जाएंगे, कंट्रोल V प्रेस करेंगे तो हमारे पास सबका स्टैंडर्ड डेविएशन आ जाएगा. तो अब मुझे बताओ भाई साहब, कौन सा वाला स्टॉक सबसे ज्यादा रिस्की है इस भाई साहब में से? Who is the riskiest among all?
Last one.
The last one.
Very true. Now last one, if you see, you would be having, see, 65, 51. So in some of the subjects, he is just scoring 51, but he has the potential to, he may go to as high as 91 in some of the subjects. That is social. Here in this case, there is a too much of gap between minimum and maximum number of marks of him. And his volatility is also there in terms of, moving from the averages. If you find the average of him, then the average is coming at, see how much, let me do it, equal to AVE RAGE, opening the bracket. From 91 to the first one. Closing the bracket. Average is coming at 76. And minimum and maximum are 91 and 51. So see the difference which he has from the average as far as maximum and minimum is concerned. So it is very much fluctuating in nature, too much volatile. And all those who are too much volatile, those stocks, coming back to the finance, where the application would be. Those stocks which are considered to be too much volatile are very risky, but they are very risky. That's why they are very profit giving too, because you may insert, you may, get the entry at 51 and you may sell it at 91. And if you are able to identify those entry and exits, that's amazing. But there is a possibility that you may enter at 91 and you may exit at 51. So जितना loss है उतना ही profit भी की chances है. Higher the risk, higher the chances of return. Okay. So standard deviation we have seen, basic functions we have seen. From next session onwards, we will move to the charts, advanced level charts too, but I think in the next session we might not be able to do the advanced charts. We will do basics, and from the next to next session some advanced charts of stocks, water flow chart and all such sort of charts. And उसके नेक्स्ट वाले में कंडीशनल फॉर्मेटिंग के मूव ऑन कर देंगे. तो मेरा जितना भी एकदम बेसिक वाला चिंटू चिंटू वाला बेसिक था ना, वो मैंने आज क्लियर कर दिया है और उससे पहले वाले लेक्चर में कर दिया. अब चिंटू चिंटू वाला बेसिक नहीं आएगा, अब थोड़ा सा एप्लीकेशन आएगा, वेरियस फंक्शंस को यूज करने के बाद उसको कैसे हम अप्लाई करेंगे डेटा के ऊपर. सो मैं नेक्स्ट फंक्शन के लिए, नेक्स्ट सेशन के लिए फिर से एक आपको एक्सेल फाइल भेजूंगा. So that is it from my side. Thank you very much. Do not leave the class. I need to take the attendance of all of you. I hope you have got it. If you have any queries or questions, you can let me know, else I'll be signing off this session.